A short prayer. Heavenly Father, thanks for everyone that could be here. Pray that we'll make decisions that are best for the city of Paris. In your name we pray. Amen. Start with the roll call.
Ray.
Here.
Brett.
Here.
Jewel. Richard.
Here.
Michael.
Here.
David.
Alrighty, we have a quorum. Everyone here. Next is the minutes of the reading of last month's minutes. Does everyone have a chance to do that? Motion and second's been made. Roll call.
Brett.
Yes.
Jewel. Richard. Michael.
Yes.
David.
Yes.
Ray.
Yes.
Alrighty, financial committee and other reports. Marlena has the financials.
And I just wanted to draw your attention on the cover sheet, it has what normally has it. On the financial statement, you also have the January through June, the mid-year. And then on the actual to budget comparison, you have the January to June. And then I have the reminders that school starts on the 18th, and I'm pretty sure all of you guys are my budget committee, so we need to start thinking about any adjustments we need to do to the current budget and begin the 2015 budget process. And then the projects that are going on in the city of Paris, the completed project is the 2014 pole changeout. I just got the billing for it. The ones in progress are the Eiffel Tower Park, the animal control fence, they got a grant. Dandridge and Kalamazoo sewer rehabilitation and High Street.
Alright, thank you, Marlena. Unfinished business. I don't think there is any other committees here tonight. Unfinished business. I have no unfinished business on the agenda. New business, item A, resolution for Parks 50/50 matching grants. Would anyone like to make a motion this resolution be read?
Resolution A.
I'll make a motion to read resolution number 8.
Second.
Who's second?
Motion and second's been made, roll call.
Jewel.
Yes.
Richard.
Yes.
Michael.
Yes.
David.
Yes.
Ray.
Yes.
Brett.
Yes.
Whereas Paris, Arkansas seeks to improve the recreation facilities and wishes to seek grant funding assistance, and whereas in order to obtain the funds necessary to develop and or improve the site for such a recreation area, it is necessary to obtain a 50/50 matching grant from the Arkansas Department of Parks and Tourism Outdoor Recreation Grant Program, and whereas the plans for such recreation areas have been prepared and the price therefore has been established, and whereas this governing body understands the grantee and grantor will enter into a binding agreement which obligates both parties to policies and procedures contained in the Land and Water Conservation Fund grants manual, including but not limited to the following: the park area defined by the project boundary map submitted in the application must remain in outdoor recreation use in perpetuity, regardless if the property is bought or developed with matching grant funds, and all present and future overhead utility lines from the project boundary must be routed away or placed underground, and the project area must remain open and available for use by the public at all reasonable times of the day and year. Facilities can be reserved for special events, league play, but cannot be reserved, leased, or assigned for exclusive use, and the project area must be kept clean, maintained, and operated in a safe and helpful manner. City Council is aware and apprised of the above-mentioned project and will provide the local portion of the development cost of the entire project. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of Paris, Arkansas, that the mayor is hereby authorized to make an application to the Arkansas Department of Parks and Tourism for assistance to develop recreational facilities at the park on East Wood Street, Veterans Park, and also the site of South 3rd Street for the city. Therefore, such application shall be submitted as expediently as possible.
Alright, well, this is a resolution that we have to pass if we want to apply for this grant. The Parks Commission's met a few times. We've talked about what we want to do out there and what they would like to see us recommend for us to look at, and lighting's one of them. I'm sure y'all heard a lot about that around the walking trail at the new park, Wood Street Park. That's one project that we have in mind, and maybe doing some betterment of the around Veterans Park, the main ball field there, the baseball field. You see it, Richard's probably seen it a lot. We went and looked at it. Some things out there need updated, and we're looking at that as another option, and maybe in South Park, which is undeveloped for the most part, there's a community garden out there. Maybe adding some kind of smaller playground equipment out there. So those are some ideas that we've been floating around and talking about for a while with the parks. But it'll be coming up into August. We'll have to apply, and without this, we can't apply for anything. This is the 50-50 grant y'all done with the whole to fund half of. Well, probably we've funded more than half, but I mean, out there to get the Wood Street Park created, y'all done these several times, or the city has.
How much money are we talking about?
Well, we put a number out there but we hadn't went to the budget yet and got to the budget. We was hoping maybe 100, somewhere in that ballpark, and the city 100 and asking for 100. Of course, that's a lot, and the budget would tell a lot about that, you know, of what we can do when we get to the budget. But if we apply for it, though, we almost have to, we're basically saying we're going to come through with that amount. So we really need to start working on the budget pretty soon, I would think, and seeing if we can do that amount, because once we apply for it, they're going to expect us to come up with $100,000 to match if they award us the grant. So
Whatever amount we're talking about, it needs to be put in the resolution. We can't leave it open-ended.
Well, that's their resolution. That's the one they asked us to pass, so,
It says plans have been prepared and passed, therefore it's been established, so
yeah.
we need to.
now that number
pass on
can
it.
come down that we apply for. Certainly, I mean, that's
Yeah, I mean, normally the way they do is you pass the resolution, and we'll make the application, but
That's just what we talked about at the Parks meeting. We'd like to get maybe 100 now. If y'all don't budget 100, of course, we're not gonna apply for more than that, but.
Application has to be in by August the 29th.
Yeah, we probably need to have some budget meetings and see what's reasonable out there to fund, and then try to keep it within that over the next.
And what it is, 100 sounds high, but 100 won't go very far either. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, last time we did on that playground equipment, 75, but we ended up spending 100 or something,
Yeah.
over 100.
Yeah.
Because we
Lighting
went bigger
itself
than,
would be more than 100, probably.
yeah, the lighting project was pretty expensive. It'd be over 100, yeah, by what we've been looking at alone. Which if you just did lighting, there's 55 or 60 or probably more, probably closer to 70 just for lighting alone. So, yeah, I mean, we probably need to have some budget meetings coming up real shortly and try to see if we can budget some money in there to do some of these things. I'd like to do parks, and we'll probably get approved this year. They say it's about an every other year type thing, or at least the city's done it that way. We get more points for a lot of the things we do, and she's already done on Western Arkansas Planning, who's writing it, has already done a lot of these, the minority information. They've got that from the school. They have to have all these different things in to get higher points. But yeah, the money depends on what we can budget in there. And then once we commit to an amount, they're going to expect us to follow through with that, but like we have in the past.
So I don't have any problem with it, you know, we just need a number, I guess, if we think it's reasonable. Whatever y'all think.
Well, if we don't think we'll be able to budget 100, we probably don't need to apply for a $200,000 project. But maybe in a couple weeks we could have I could send out a draft of a budget and we could look at it maybe. And then see if that looks feasible or if it looks like it's unrealistic, and then maybe get together and see what we wanna apply for. Does that sound pretty good?
Sounds like we're gonna have to move on it.
Yeah. I was trying to think of how we did it last time. I think we just figured we'd for sure budget that much left. No, we just did 55, didn't we? 55, not 75.
No, I'm sure we could probably come up with 50, but I don't know about 100. I mean, like I said, 50 in the door, or even,
Mm-hmm.
Have to get your line in place.
no,
And they didn't act like just lighting alone would probably get us approved. Now, that's why we've been looking at that bigger number, because they're thinking, oh, you need to add in a few of these things that get you more points. They said they don't really like lighting projects as much as they.
I think they were, people in parks, but I think they were talking about doing, maybe making the bathroom handicap accessible underneath the bleachers there at the Veterans Park baseball field, which is one of the